Hello everyone. Let's start discussing on some of the topics in the JavaScript so that we should know at any cost, right? So people are hopping into libraries or the frameworks without knowing certain things in the JavaScript. Let's discuss some of the things in the JavaScript that we should be knowing at any cost. So let's start with event loop and concurrency. So let's try to understand what is event loop and concurrency along with the example, simple example. So we will be discussing about the synchronous and asynchronous operations as well, along with macro tasks, micro tasks, the things that come under event loop basically. So what is event loop? So event loop in the JavaScript, it's a mechanism, right, that allows non-blocking execution. When I say non-blocking execution, you should have already known that I am speaking of the asynchronous operations or the asynchronous tasks, right? So the event loop is a mechanism in JavaScript which allows non-blocking execution by managing asynchronous tasks, callbacks, and the micro tasks. So basically, what does the event loop do here? It continuously checks the call stack and the callback queue to execute tasks, enabling the concurrency. Let's discuss this one in a simple term. So there is a concept called call stack in the JavaScript. That call stack has to be empty before pushing the callbacks from the task queue to the call stack. This process itself, we call it as event loop. So let's try to understand this one with the examples. So let's try understanding the synchronous and asynchronous operations and also the micro task and macro task. So basically the macro tasks are given higher priority rather than the micro task. So let's understand that one as well. So first what we'll be doing here, let's understand the asynchronous execution, right, along with the synchronous execution. So I'll just consider one example here. I'll just make use of console log. Sorry, just give me a second. Let me give console log of start. So after this, I'll just make use of the timer event. This is nothing but this one is synchronous, right? So this will get executed immediately. So timer events are the asynchronous events. So I'll just make use of the set timeout here. I'll just give set timeout. Sorry. Just give me a second here. So what is happening here? So I'll So I'll do one thing here. So I'll just make use of console again. So let me log here. Let me give something inside the string. So I'll just give inside set timeout. So this is fine. Next, I'll just make use of log again. I'll just log here and so these two things are synchronous. As we can see here, console log of start, this is synchronous and it executes immediately, this line. And this one, console log of end, this one is also synchronous and it executes immediately after the start. So this one will be executed first and this one will be executed second. Then this timer event is asynchronous, as we know, nothing but it executes after 2 seconds. So let me give here, sorry, what happened here? So let me come here, sorry. Let me give 2000 milliseconds, nothing but the 2 seconds. So if I hit the run, so here you can see start, end, then after 2 seconds we are getting inside set timeout. Nothing but what is happening here. So first we have log start. Next, we are making use of the set timeout. Basically, this schedules the callback function to run after the 2 seconds or the 2000 milliseconds, right? Here we have given 2000, nothing but 2 seconds, but it doesn't block further execution. That is the main advantage of asynchronous operation or the asynchronous execution. So this doesn't block further execution. Next, this one, console log of end. So here immediately it will log end immediately after the timeout finishes, right? So basically after 2 seconds, console log of inside timeout that we have given here, this one inside timeout will run. What it demonstrates basically the asynchronous behavior. I hope this is clear. Next, let's try to understand the micro task and the mini task. I mean macro task. So next, let's understand what is macro and micro task. So basically, macro tasks are independent and the discrete task. So for example, we can consider timer events, passing of the HTML. These are all the macro tasks. And micro tasks, so these are all the small tasks basically which help in the updation of the application state. So for this, we can consider example, promise callbacks, etc. So this is the difference between the micro and macro task. So I'll just let's understand this one with the example. So let me give and just log here. Let me give script start. So next, let me consider the timer event. I'll just consider set timeout. Just give me a second here. So let me give 0 over here. So let me log here. Let me give set timeout task, something like that. I'll just give set timeout task here. Let me log this one. And here next, let me make use of the promise. Promise comes under the this one, micro task, and the timer events come under the macro task. This is nothing but macro task, and next I'll be making use of the promise. Promise comes under the micro task, right? So I'll just give here promise dot resolve. I'll just make use of the promise resolve. Then so here let me log something. I'll just give promise task. So yeah, the final one, I'll just make use of, I'll just log something like end or the script and script start I have taken, right? Yeah, I'll just give here. Should I have copy pasted the same thing? That's fine. Script and here. So if I hit the run here, so first this one, script start, this one will be executed. Next, the set this one, script end will be executed. Next, the priority will be actually the priority will be given to the macro task and it will get executed at the end. And before that, micro tasks are nothing but the small task which will help us in the updation of the application state, right? This one will be executed first and promise task, and then finally the timer event, nothing but the set timeout we have made use of. Inside that we are logging set timeout task within the string. So this one will get executed at the last. So I hope the concept of event loop, concurrency, within that asynchronous and the synchronous operations, as well as micro task and the macro task are finished, right? So I hope this is clear. So this is it for the event loop and concurrency. So next we will be discussing about the closures and lexical scope. So thanks for watching, guys.